I'm choosing a general topic today, which is making sense to use today as a marketer. I'm deliberately staying away from the digital space. I'm sure a lot of the people coming later are going to major on that. But I just want to go back to some basics when we're talking about youth. And of course, the digital is another medium through which we can do a lot more with youth. They are so much more connected, we all know that. But I think I really want to stay at the basics for today's presentation. Why am I here today? I think in 18 months of our brand, if there are two associations we have secured from the public at large, it is these two things. We think Hatke and we are for youth. Yeah, and those are my only credentials for coming here today. Most of you are students, right? Can you please raise your hands if you are students? Pretty much that's the entire lot, so cool. When we talk among ourselves, there's a sense, the market is back again, it's great times, recession is over, great stuff. ADEX is up 6.5%, it was 3% last year, great stuff, etc., etc. And there is a general sense of things are happening. India is rising again, 9% GDP growth, all that stuff, right? Good stuff. And you guys are, coming out into the market at the right time, there'll be great jobs, etc., etc., etc. But really, if you start asking ourselves the questions of what is really happening with marketing today and what is the kind of world you guys are going to be actually entering into, actually there are some questions in my mind as a marketer. For example, I take my category and I rate it as a great category and equally a very messy category at the same time, right? There's something like 2,400 crores that is spent on mass media alone. People like Ashok Venkatramani are the beneficiaries of that. It's growing 40% per annum. 13% of all the SOP of the entire country is this one category. Imagine that. 1/8 of all ads that you see in the entire country is one category. And if you look at those graphs below, which are a little difficult, you can see the kind of growth. And if you look at the graph on the right, you will see that the average consumer could have got to see something like 420 telecom ads last year. Is that good? Is that berserk? Yeah? And I think what's really happening is the marketing fraternity in this category and many categories like ours is on a kind of roller coaster, and that roller coaster is fundamentally very low on accountability because we just produce ads, this doesn't work, we go to the next one, we create the next one, it's all about one thing after the other. It's about intrusion, as Ashok talked about. It's about getting in and saying this didn't work, let me get in the next one. And really the whole approach is also very, very inflationary. If there are people that are really happy about this, it is the media houses, it's the media buying and planning teams. But really, if you ask yourselves the question, what is marketing about, or who is marketing about, right? It goes back to that elusive thing called the consumer, right? The customer, right? And that is the position of the customer in our industry. That is the position of the customer in most industries today. Just have a quick read of the stuff on the left. It tells you that today, the customer is not necessarily better off because he or she has got better products, better services, better value, but he or she is being bombarded by more and more stuff, by more and more marketers such as myself.